King Corn beats be killing shit.
We was powers on this earth once, and we was all about the mirth once. Idol worship, murder like the first of the month. Hit a nigga with the bick like he need a light. That's what you do when you on fourth, or else you got a punt. But we ain't needed when we cry for Egypt flesh, nah. So it's Egypt that we got, and we hella mad. These crackers soaring off our shoulders like some helipads. They see our sweat, but they don't feel us like we holograms. I'll be damned, another black man shot again.
They shall bow down!
What should the German do? If he feels sorry for what happened to our people, what should he do right now?
They shall bow down!
You hear that?
No, you change that.
They shall bow down. Right? They shall bow down on your knees, both knees, face to the dirt, in the dust. If you feel sorry for what happened to the so-called blacks and Hispanics, hey, get your ass back there. Are you a goddamn liar? Get your ass on the pavement. Read.
Bow down to thee!
To do what?
Bow down to thee!
Read.
With their face!
To what?
With their face!
With their face.
Toward the earth!
Hispanic man and a Native American man, to let him know that he's the Israelite.
That's
To let
right.
him know that he's God's chosen people. And let him know if he would just stand up, this whole game would fall to the floor. Because they only playing the game that they play because you bend your ass over for them to play it on your back.
Right.
This whole thing is built on the back of the black, Hispanic, and the Native American.
That's
so
right.
we come out here to teach y'all the gospel, the good news. What's your nationality on your father's side, if you don't mind me asking?
Black.
Black on your dad's side? So let's look. You said what?
I stay with it, but yeah, go ahead. Now tell me.
What's your nationality on your dad's side?
Yeah, we from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
What's the nationality though?
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
Is that a nationality or is that what they call us?
Hey, bro, I'm right here in front of you. You tell me.
I'm asking you for a reason. I ain't tricking you. So
African American, or I'm looking at all this. I
Yeah.
read all. Come on, man. They call us African Americans. You tell me. You might have something I don't know.
So
I'm
good.
right here.
You said a key word at first. You said black, right?
Yeah.
American blacks is what we got.
Judah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Judah.
Come on.
So black, that's what
Come
they
on
call
with it.
us, right?
Come on with it.
On the west coast of Africa is where they came and they got us from,
All right,
right?
I'm listening. Come on.
All right, listen.
Tell me.
If I ask you questions, answer the
Yes,
question.
sir.
You can chill.
I'm gonna answer. Go ahead.
All right, so on the west coast of Africa, what do you call that? What do you call that area? Nigeria? You familiar with
Brother,
Nigeria?
I'm right here listening to you. I don't know nothing about nothing. You tell me.
All praises, all
Hey,
praises.
Come on.
So when they came and they put us on slave ships, they
That's
got us
right.
from a place called Nigeria. That's what they call it now.
Right.
But if you look on the west coast of Africa, there's an old map called the Negro Land Map.
Teach
The
me.
word Negro come from the Latin word nigger, which means black. So this is a colloquial term that's been following us around since day one. Let me get Acts 13:1 real quick. Acts 13:1. The nation of the black. Why in the hell on a continent full of black people is there a little section called the area or the land of the black? The whole continent black, why is there an area of the black on the west coast of Africa? No, not necessary.
Alright, this is the book of Acts, chapter 13, from verse 1. Now there was in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger.
It's called Negro. That word means black in the Latin language. Right? Remember I said there was an old map called the Negro Land Map on the west coast of Africa. So what I'm here to tell you is that in 70 AD we got kicked up out of our land, and that term followed us through the ages. Right? They called us black. They called us Ethiopic. They called us Ethiops. What you need? What you need? It says nigger, yeah. It says nigger. Right? So those prophets was called nigger, but what the important thing is that we want to start to identify who these prophets are.
Right.
And so what we teaching is that the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, we descend from those prophets. And that the good news, the gospel, is for us. And without the gospel, we don't really have an aim in the world. The world is in disarray. Let me get Luke 21:24. Luke 21:24, somebody. The whole world is in disarray because we are in dismay. You don't know who you are, and so the whole world is fucked, because you're supposed to be running this world, right? What you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? Amazon? I used to do security at Amazon. You ever feel like the whole shit would fall apart if they didn't have you and people like you working there?
Bro, hey, look. I look at everything every single day, and look, tell you, there's a whole lot of stuff that I would rather be doing myself, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you know, we have children and whatnot, and as much as I would like to do, I still gotta make sure that they're taken care of.
Yeah, you gotta put them first.
Hey, look, I have to put my hands down and do exactly what I need to do just right now. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's life. No matter look, my hands are up. You know what I'm saying? My hands are up. But I do need to make sure that these bills are paid, the aftercare is paid. I can't afford to not pay that. I can't, bro. Like at the end of the day, like for real, her aftercare has got to be paid for, all that stuff, because I'm not there to get to her. You know what I'm saying? Daddy got to work. And I got to make sure that you're fed. You got your clothes, you got your shoes, all that. You know? Yeah, God forbid that I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
And at Amazon, they taking care of you, or are they making it real hard for you to take care of all that? You doing all the heavy lifting at Amazon, I know that.
Hey, but I work, bro, you see me?
Yeah.
Amazon Go.
And who making the big bucks? The ones that sitting somewhere found ways to idolize shit that ain't necessarily graven out with hands. Right now it's all about what? The almighty what? The almighty dollar, right? It says in God we trust. What God do we think that's talking about? Right now we so busy chasing that almighty dollar and bowing ourselves down to it that we're distracted from the truth. So what I'm gonna tell you is this, brother, get your money, but you know what you can also do? You can log on to YouTube and learn the truth. Right? Put that in your ears. That's what I did when I was working at Amazon. I would have a headset in, and I'm listening to the truth in one ear, and I'm doing what Master said I gotta do, looking him up and down, plotting his destruction with the other. You understand? Go ahead and bring that out. We don't bow ourselves down to these things. So what you got to do is get into a place where you know who you are and you stand firm the way that you're supposed to stand. But our forefathers didn't do that. So we fucked off. Go ahead.
Nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Visiting what? Run that back slow.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
So the wrongdoing that our forefathers did, we're paying the penalty for that. You understand what I'm talking about? What we do wrong, the next generation gets. So you say you want to provide, the best thing you could provide for your daughters at this point, they already old enough for college, they old enough to get their asses some jobs, right? So what you got to do is you got to get this wisdom and impart it unto them so that they have the identity that you might have been lacking when you were their age. The identity that I was lacking when I was on these same streets, socking motherfuckers for their sidekick cell phones. Robbing. You understand? You give them that game and then they'll be able to succeed. They can take it and run with it in a way that we can't. Bring that out.
Lamentations chapter 5 verse 20. Wherefore, doest thou forget us forever and forsake us so long time?
Lamentations 5 and 7?
Oh, 5 and 7 is locking. Lamentations chapter 5 verse 7. Our fathers have sinned. Our fathers have sinned and are not.
Our fathers have sinned and they dead and gone.
Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
We have borne their iniquities. So every day it's called something called epigenetics. You ever heard of that term before?
Never have.
So when you deal with epigenetics, these are things that we pass down in our DNA that cause us to behave certain ways. You pass down trauma through your DNA. They did an experiment on rats a long time ago, and that's how they followed this to what. Let
me tell you this. This is the shit that I'm dealing with right now. It's just because, like, you know what I'm saying, the BM, and I don't even like to say the baby mama because I don't want to disrespect. She, along with me, we gave life. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to disrespect any woman like that because I got 2 daughters, 23 and 6. You know what I'm talking about? The mother of my child. I don't want to disrespect them like that. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just like, yeah, she lashing out right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not there. You feel me? You know, and we both got love for each other, but I'm just not there. I could be much more.
What you mean not there? It's all good. No, you amongst brothers.
Of course. I wouldn't stop. I know y'all my brothers.
What you mean
every
you're not
last
there?
one of y'all.
What you mean you're not there? Let's get to it.
I'm not in the actual vicinity. Like we separated, so I'm not there. So I feel like she could lash out, to her mama and whatnot. I'm not there. Like if I'm there mentally, but at the same time as I'm not physically there.
Y'all don't live together, or you just not around enough? Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So that's a barrier for sure.
Yeah, right. And it's a barrier because like as soon as she get off the phone, I mean as soon as she get on the phone, then all of a sudden everything stops. Everything stops.
The 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
See, presence is important. Where y'all at? How long y'all been separated?
Shit, it's been like, man, I don't give 2 fucks about who. This is my life. You know what I'm talking about? I don't give 2 fucks about who hears shit. I don't care. You can be on that motherfucking microphone all day long. I don't care.
How long y'all been separated?
Like a year and a half.
Okay, a year and a half. She been with anybody else?
Huh?
She been with anybody else?
Yeah, and I try. You know, I try.
Yeah.
I try. So I'm gonna leave it like this, like straight up, like yo, I just left them last night. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So everything is like Confucius right now. It's bro, we, you know what I'm talking about? It's at that fucking point. But at the same time, is I know as soon as Daddy pulls up, then all of a sudden, then shit's right. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But when I'm out there, bam. Now you want to act out and lash out at your mama, and she, you know, she's sensitive, little short little lady and shit like that. But we from Memphis, you know what I'm saying? She has all the Southern blood, all that shit. She has that spitfire, that spark in her and all that shit. And I'm just like, man, you gotta cool out.
Yeah, that spark ain't doing shit. That spark ain't doing shit, but causing division, it sound like. So where you come in is that you're the control. So are y'all still intimate, you and your baby mom?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. That shit just happened last night.
So look, I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna give you the game right now. I need you to listen close, and I need you to hold fast to this.
I'm gonna hold fast.
When you go see her again, tell her, look, we're gonna stop this back and forth shit, and y'all need to get back committed because that's your wife according to the Bible.
That's right.
You laid with that woman, you stay with that woman. That's right. And what you gotta do is look at the fact that God said, I want you to rule, and you gotta go back and rule that household. You've identified that you're not present, so you know what you gotta do? You gotta be your ass present to the best of your ability.
I told her that this morning. I fucking left.
You told her that, but is you gonna show her that?
Shit. I pull up every single fucking day.
All right.
My brother.
All right.
I'll pull up every day.
All praises.
I mean, every day.
Now, next step.
Go ahead.
Put that cigarette out for your brothers. You don't gotta throw it in the trash, but put it out for your brothers. Because we getting clean, we getting our houses in order.
That's right.
Right? The woman gonna do what the woman gonna do, but without the proper guidance, we might as well shut the fuck up, right? What's the point of complaining?
All love.
Right? So what we want to do is equip you to go back to your house and bring this game and just continue to show up. Tell her, look, I don't want you fucking with nobody else. You know, I'm listening.
I ain't out here like that.
Listen close.
Yeah.
I want you to let her know I don't want you fucking with nobody else. I'm listening to what God said, and I'm gonna rule according to the tools that God gave me. And you my wife, and we gonna move like that. No ands, ifs, or buts. You be your ass present, and it's gonna be good. You already gave the solution. Now I want you to read that again. I want you to read.
Exodus. Come on.
Yeah, read that Exodus again.
Let me hear this.
Read that Exodus again, because it's important that when you go back, you don't go back thinking the same old way. You go back with new tools, because the tools America gave us, all it does is keep us in subjection.
Yes, sir.
Right? You ever heard the term settle down? What's settle down mean?
Settle down, man. Hey, man, get it together. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need.
It means stop conquering. Where's that at in the Bible, though? You're never supposed to stop conquering, because what you lack, your family lacks, right? So they put you in a situation where you docile. You don't gotta be docile. You go home, you lay the law, goddamn, and you goddamn rule that way. And guess what? Your family gonna be stronger for it. You understand me? Go ahead and bring that out.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
So that means the rules and regulations of this place, America, you can't be putting Roman antics or romance on the pedestal in your house. You got to rule the way God said. Because that's why we are reaping these negative benefits now. We're reaping consequences because our fathers exalted the ways of other nations and their gods over the Most High. Right? And they became absent too. You know, the Bible said we'd be hidden in prison houses. Yeah. You grab that.
Bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Nor serve them. Serve the Most High, and you're going to be straight in every instance. Now let's get that Deuteronomy 30 real quick. We're going to give you this in a pocket.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 from the top. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
Blessings and curses, we talking about the Most High chose us. He said you're going to be a special people of all people. You ever heard of that? You heard everybody, God love everybody? Hold that and get Deuteronomy 28:1 real quick. So we've been told God love everybody, God is everybody's equal, but God chose us and he said, I'm gonna make you a special people above all people on the face of the whole earth. If you listen to me, I'm gonna keep it like that. But if you fail to do what I asked you to do, I'm gonna put you on the very bottom. Where we getting it at? Where we getting it from? Out the mud, right? It ain't supposed to be like that for God chosen people, but we chose to go off. Go ahead and bring that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
All nations of the earth. Now read verse 15. Because if we're supposed to be on high above all the face of the earth, then why do we look the way that we look?
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Go ahead and read. All the curses is going to come upon you. Do you feel like you're blessed, or you feel like you just incredibly against the odds? I'll tell you this. Like, look, yesterday was my birthday, my 42nd birthday, right? And I felt blessed because I got the love from my daughter and her mother. You know what I'm saying, right? Didn't nobody else fall in love. Everybody that fucking know me and shit like that. I don't fuck with people. I don't hang out with people. I just go to work, do what I have to do, pay the bills, all that shit. But I felt blessed that I was with them yesterday. That was with my daughter. My daughter tells me, you know, that she loves me.
Yesterday?
I needed that because don't nobody else give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Bro, like I'm out here alone in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't live on these streets, but when I say that, everybody, all my family died last year. You know what I'm saying? My mama, my grandmother, my grandfather, even my uncle. Everybody's dead out in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally out here myself. And all I do is keep my head down and I work. It sounds like you describing cursing. So let me ask you again. Yeah, tell me. Are you incredibly blessed out here? I feel like I'm blessed because at least I have them and I felt that love.
You just said at least though. You know what that means? That means that you're trying to make a lot out the bare minimum. And it's good to appreciate your family, but look, I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Brother, you know,
are you incredibly blessed out here, or are you fighting against the grain?
No, look. I'm fighting for my motherfucking family that I have.
You fighting
and I'm
for your
fighting for
family?
myself. You know what I mean? You know what's sad is I'll tell you this. Every time I get off work, I walk through this motherfucker and I see this shit, and and it's sad.
And this is an example of what?
It's hurtful. It's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, I don't want anybody in this world to motherfucking hurt. But I see this shit and I see that it's taking people. And you know, if I could do more for these fucking excuse my language. If I could do more for people, if I had that avenue, which I'm sure there's some outreach or something like that people could do. But if I had all that, I would wish the best upon all these folks, because I can't stand it. I cannot stand to see that. People slumping over and all that. It's hurtful. It hurts me. And you can't stand around these people because I got people in higher places and whatnot. One of my people, you know what I'm saying? I know you videotaping all this.
Hold on. We get too far off. Are you incredibly blessed?
Yes,
or are you fighting against the grain?
Yes, I am. Look at me.
I'm asking you an A or a B question, and every time I start going to the B.
I am. I'm blessed.
Okay.
I'm blessed.
Okay, all praises.
I'm blessed.
Are you fighting against the grain?
What?
Are you fighting against the grain to obtain your blessings?
Oh, by all means.
So now we have the contrast to the question. So the whole question is this: are you extremely blessed, or are you having the claw?
I'm extremely blessed, bro. I'm right here in front
I feel like you're a little eager. You answer yes to both sides of the question. They can't both exist under the same paradigm. Are you struggling? Is what I'm asking you. You may be getting blessings. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying, are you clawing to get it out the mud?
Yes, no.
God damn it, there we go. And it's not a knock on you, it's that we gotta acknowledge the position that we're in. We're singing plantation music, talking about swing low, sweet chariot. I'm blessed to go get a seat on Master's lap, but that's not where you're supposed to be. You're first. Why? Because you were inherited curses from your forefathers. Why? Because our forefathers were wicked. Right? That's what I want you to focus on. Right? It's about what they did wrong and what we can do to pick it up and do right. I want to make sure that that's the focal point today. Not how when you go to the plantation, you grateful to get the scraps. That the Most High said there's much more in store for you. But let me ask you this. Do you recall what we read as far as how you obtain that? Right?
Tell me that. No. Repeat that.
Do you recall what the scripture said you're supposed to do to get your blessings?
Nope.
All right, that's cool. So we're trying to create a theme of repetition. Let's get that again from the top. Deuteronomy 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 from the top. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
Hearken diligently means to listen with the intent to obey. So it means shut the fuck up, get ready to do what I told you to do. And then when I tell you, you go do it, right? Like a good soldier. Salute, yes sir, right? Go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now let's get Deuteronomy 30. So you've heard the term repent before. So far too long, our people have been using these buzzwords like repent. Right? Repent takes action though. And what it requires is for you to realize that I fucked up and there's a way back. You understand what I'm saying? It's about action. So you're a man of action, I can tell. Because you're thinking about what you can do for your family, how you want to equip them with more. So this is the game you give them when you get home, and y'all should read this together as a unit.
Verse 2.
I'm starting one from the top.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 from the top. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind.
So you're supposed to call the things that you did wrong to mind. Right? You consider them and you make change. Go ahead.
Among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee,
America, Canada, Scandinavia, don't matter.
and shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice.
You got to return to God and obey his voice. So these pages right here, the same ones the church has been teaching us to keep shut, you're supposed to open them, and you're supposed to read what thus saith the Lord. All the way from Genesis, all the way to Deuteronomy. You're supposed to read Leviticus. You're supposed to read Numbers. You're supposed to read all these things and do what is told of you to be doing. Let me get Habakkuk chapter 2 and 4. Go ahead and finish that. Habakkuk.
According to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children will...
Thou and your children. The ones you worrying about right now. The one that's in college, she's facing all kind of crazy shit. Right? She's being told she can be whatever she want to be, and even more so the little one. They telling her she can do a backflip off a building and sprout wings if she identifies as a fucking fairy. But we know that's not true. So we got to give them this game. Go ahead.
With all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
Then you'll start to see the blessings. Go ahead.
And have compassion upon thee.
You want some compassion? This is when you're going to start to get compassion. But you got to have enough guilt. You have to have enough acknowledgement for the ways that you've been going wrong. Enough to want to change, and then you'll get that compassion. Because like you said, you're alone out here in these streets. And it's the same for all of us until we're not. Notice how we linked up and clicked up. A lot of us is from different neighborhoods that used to probably beef. You know what I'm saying? But now we're standing here arms linked in the name of the Most High, and we ain't alone no more. That's how the Most High gonna turn your shit around.
That's right.
You see those sisters over there? Your wife and your daughters could be sitting over there. But it starts with you, the example that you gonna set.
Right.
Not the tears you gonna shed, but the example that you gonna set.
That's right.
I'm not gonna say don't cry them tears, you get them out the way, but you gotta do what's required of you.
That's right.
To continue, what's gonna happen next? He's gonna get compassion, and then what?
And will return and gather thee.
He's gonna gather you, but to where though?
From all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed.
Same land that they chased us out of in 70 AD, before we became niggers to the whole world, that's where he's going to put us back. And nobody's going to be able to remove us. But watch this. This is the good part. This is the part that I had the most fun with.
And thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good.
He will do you good. But watch this.
And multiply thee
And multiply you.
above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed.
Meaning he's going to take the flesh away from your heart. That's poetic language for making you obedient, right? Not hard-headed. This is in the way. How you feel, how you think is in the way, right?
To love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
And the Lord going to put all these curses, you having to get it out the mud, your family trying to figure out if that check going to be enough, all that bullshit that we used to, that we learned to laugh at the comedy club, Friday, so many niggas' favorite movie.
Teach, kid.
But there's so many fucked up lines in that movie.
Right.
One of my favorite parts was when Esau heard the backfire of that car and he ran in that alley.
Yeah.
Let me get a 40 ounce for my birthday. We laughed at that shit. You ain't gonna catch no crackhead. We laughed at that shit.
Right.
But some of us went home and cried too. Because that was our crackhead.
Right.
Right?
That was my Uncle Cleveland.
You see that shit? Because
Rest in peace.
to a fault, we've learned to laugh at our own calamity. And on one end of it, it's like, what can you do? You gotta try to find joy amongst the pain. Right? But now we at the end of it where we're like, damn, it really ain't that funny. I watched the documentary, the girl that played Felicia, she cried.
Right.
She cried because
Look at where we from. Look at how we grew up.
Look at that.
exactly how the fuck we grew up. That's the whole reason. Like, look, so I want to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, straight up. So my 6-year-old, that's why, like, I mean, fuck anybody that has anything to say about what the fuck I'm doing right now. All right, she don't live in the same neighborhood like how I grew. I made sure. I break my motherfucking, man, I break my back every single day to get that money to send her to a different school, be in a different neighborhood. I just, look, if you got anything to say about how the fuck I'm raising my little girl now, then fuck you, okay? I bring her up in some shit that I don't even live with her. She's off in Queen Anne, you know what I'm saying? Nice neighborhood, all that shit. She don't even know what daddy experienced. She don't. I never do want her to. Like, what the fuck? Like, look, nigga, I see you tooled up and shit like that. I'm tooled up. This just where I'm from. I don't want her to know anything about that. But she knows daddy is not nobody that you want to fuck with. All right? She knows that shit.
let me give you some
Come on,
game.
man. Come with it. Come with it. I'm right here.
Because the scriptures say, matter of fact, let me get that in Numbers 1:18. Numbers 1:18. I'm gonna
Tell
say
me,
something
brothers.
real quick.
I got number love for all y'all, and I'm sitting here and I'm listening.
I like that. As long as we got love and time, we gonna build.
All love, baby. I'm right here. I'm right here. Come on, man. Come with it. You know, I'm just telling you my truth.
No, I feel you. I appreciate it.
This is my truth. You know what I'm talking about?
118? Yeah. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So it's talking about the whole nation as a whole, our nation back in our day.
Yep.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
After the house of their fathers, right? What that means is that we understood that you are who your father is. Now, I talked to you earlier about epigenetics, and I told you certain things is passed down through DNA. It might be real healing for her if you do talk to her about where you come from.
Yeah.
Because there's things that's stirring up in her that she might not understand unless she knows that, damn, it's in my DNA.
She gets mad angry, like she's lashing out at her mama right now, and I gotta get on the phone and be like, hey, I said, look, you know, because I call her Sweet Pea, you know what I'm talking about? That, you know, and I'm just like, just calm down, take your breaths, like calm down. Daddy will be there, you know, tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. Just calm down. Don't mess with your mama like that. You know, she's real sensitive and small, all that shit. I said, don't fuck with your mama like that. You know, I'm cuss, but I just don't mess with your mama. Daddy will be there. You feel me? No, you know, I'm trying to be as calm as I can. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my little girl. You know, I'm trying to, but I understand that she has that anger built into her, and I'm trying to even I'm trying my best to forgive myself because I know she got that all out of my blood. You know what I'm saying?
It's all starting to make sense though. So if it's all coming from your blood, it starts with what you realize, but then you teach her, look, that comes from these people. And these people had a set of rules that go like this. And you're going to be rewarded if you behave like this. But you're going to get in trouble if you deal like this. Dad had to deal with all kind of drama and trouble because I did not follow these laws. Now watch me keep them and see how things transformed for us. Let me get that in Exodus 20.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother.
Honor your father and mother. You got to teach her that you got to honor father and mother unless you want X, Y, and Z. Unless you want to go through what father went through, but it starts with you having them little talks with her. Watch this.
Just Habakkuk. Unless you had a precept.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
See, the reason why we got to fight so hard to reverse these things, these standards, is because the people that are reigning over us, their heart is not upright within them. Their soul is fucked up. Their consciousness, what's in it is to devise evil every day. Right? Go ahead.
Right. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
But the just are going to live by faith. Faith in what? Faith in the Most High and his Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Keep going.
Verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
So the white man, the one who stole this land and stole us, right, that got us here in common shackles, he transgresses by wine, meaning that his doctrine, that's a main transgression that he has. He teaches the world that you could be whatever you want to be, right? You got a question?
Sure. I was wondering, what is the correct religion? Islam or Christianity? What is the correct religion? Islam or Christianity? What do you think is the correct religion? Islam or Christianity?
Neither one. Neither one.
What's the word of God? The correct religion. The
correct religion is the one that we follow, and that's the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
That's right.
Let me get that in Zechariah chapter 8. I want you to watch this. This is what happens when we get salvation. The whole world's going to be corrected.
Okay.
Zechariah chapter 8, we'll start at verse 1, and I want you to read through 4.
I'm a Muslim. I cannot just think Islam and abandon the
Do you beat your woman?
No, I don't, but
do you abide in the Quran?
Let me tell you what I abide by.
Yes or no? Do you abide by the Quran? No, I don't got that much time. Do you abide by the Quran?
Not all of it.
Not all of it?
Some I don't agree with.
How are you Muslim then?
Because I grew a lot of it. And I'm not buying.
You're submissive to God only sometimes? Because that's what Islam means. Submissive to God.
The thing is, I'm not perfect and I have problems. But the thing is why I determine Islam is I agree with Islam the most out of any religion. Because Islam is this unity to it.
It sounds like you sound confused.
There's unity to it. In most of the women are not prostitutes. That's not most Islamic women are not prostitutes. Are not raw. Only Christian women are.
Do you agree that a man should be able to slap his woman?
No.
No. Then why do you follow the Quran? Even if it's just sometimes, the same stupid motherfucker that wrote the rest of the Quran that you do agree with, wrote that you should smack your woman if she get out of line.
I'm an Arab, bro. I'm an Arab.
That's Sharia law, huh?
Yeah. Let's go back into the word. This is why the world needs you to come into your identity. Watch this.
I don't. We neither. I do not rock like that. That is. Bro, I'd rather get down with
the Quran is shit. The Quran.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8 from the top. Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy.
The Most High is going to get tired of these nations holding on to us and not letting us go.
And I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned into Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem.
One day the Most High is going to dwell amongst us.
And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age.
One day we're gonna get old. We ain't gonna die at 50 and be like, damn, that nigga came a long way, right? Nah, it says that him that is a baby is gonna die at 100 years old. But it says that our children's gonna be able to play in the streets safe. Hey, if you want to build, build. But listen, this is why the world's messed up, because we're not in our holy mountain yet. Let's get verse 20 and read to 23.
Verse 20. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord.
They're going to say, let's put these Qurans down and go up speedily and worship at the house of the Lord. Because that's where we're going to rule from. It says that the law is going to go forth from Zion. Let's get Revelation 22 and 1, Baba Kashan. Revelation 22 and 1. If you got a precept, feel free to shoot it from the hip, bro. Revelation 22 and 1. He coming up here talking about Islam and Christianity.
I needed this shit today.
All praises.
I need it.
Take my number.
No, I will. We're gonna build. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Hey, but look, I will step back because I am gonna smoke this cigarette. But come on, keep it up. I needed this today.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, and verse number 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God.
That's talking about the Torah. The Torah proceeding out of the throne of God, the throne of God.
No, the Torah is the book of where?
It's the first 5 books in the Bible.
Okay, yo, come on, man. No. Look, I'm giving y'all my fucking time because I know y'all brothers got some real shit to, you know what I'm saying, instill in me. All right, real talk. I ain't going nowhere. Go ahead. I got this shit. I'm off this weekend. I ain't got nothing but time. Come on, man. Come on. Talk that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not saying talk that.
Revelation 22 verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and of either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits.
Which bear 12 manner of fruits. That's the children of Israel being set up after all is said and done. If we endure, if we do the things that who the world called Jesus Christ told us to do, if we follow the commandments that his Father gave us, guess what? That's going to be us planted on both sides of that water, that river of pure crystal. And we going to be doing what? Go ahead and finish that.
And yielded her fruits every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation.
Them leaves are going to heal the world. Right now we can't worry about the state of the world. We got to worry about the state of affairs amongst our people. Somebody look at Psalms 1. Psalms 1 and 1. You got a question?
You guys want a picture, a portrait?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
How do you feel about the injustices done to the blacks, Hispanics, and the natives?
I feel terrible about it.
Terrible. You got any Christian background?
My family's Christian, I guess.
Can you be a good Christian and live in America?
I'm not a Christian, unfortunately.
But do you think they're good Christians?
Who? My family?
Yeah. Can you be a good Christian and live in America?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You got a recording capability on that?
No, it's a medium format, black and white film camera.
Oh, shit, I was gonna say, they need this video footage. I'm gonna prove to you that your family's racist, okay? You wanna hear it? Come a little closer. I want you to listen to this, because it's hypocrisy embedded in the American philosophy. That's right. The American dream is a goddamn nightmare for the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. Right. So in order to be a Christian, Christian means what? A follower of who?
It's a risky business, and I don't know if I have. Of who?
Christian means the follower of who?
Of Jesus, I think.
Of Jesus the Christ. Right? Let me get Matthew 5 and 40. And then somebody let me get Exodus 22 and 11. I want that Matthew 5 and 40 first.
Got it right here.
Okay, watch this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 40. And if any man will sue thee at the law, if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy coat also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain.
Now let's go back to verse 5 and 7. What he's doing is he's giving the emphasis on the laws of God. This is important. What he's telling us is that he wants us to keep the laws of God, but he wants us to go harder on the laws of God as well. Hold on, I'm gonna give it to you later. Read from 7.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 7.
I want you to hold Exodus 22 and 11.
Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
Are your parents merciful?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read verse 19.
Verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So God's going to reward mercy. We've established that. God said that if you teach men not to keep the commandments of God, you're going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Let me ask you, if America, the way that it's fashioned, can exist, if all good Christians were abiding in this word the way that they were supposed to. Any of y'all good Christians walking by here, you baby boomers? Y'all good, top gun. Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20.
This is how you know Americans are all hypocrites.
Chapter 22 and verse 11. Then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he hath not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods. And the owner.
My bad, start at 9. Start at 7.
Verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
If the thief be found, let him pay double. Right? Does America admit to stealing America? No. So they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They don't have statues of their favorite colonizers posted up on college campuses around the world. They don't have streets named after Andrew Jackson, the Indian killer. They don't have action movies, westerns, particularly depicting the Native Americans as savages, celebrating their slaughter in the name of some pseudo form of masculinity.
They ain't even Native Americans that be on them shows. They be white men with airbrush faces. Yeah.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he hath put his hand unto his neighbor's goods. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor.
So America admits out their own mouth that they took this land from the so-called natives. Have they ever done this process? Taken this matter to court, heard the calls of the natives and decided that America should pay double? Or are they still disputing whether or not they should pay reparations?
It's disputed.
Oh, they dispute it.
They dispute it, which means there are no good Christians in America, especially that of the white man. I would love for any white man to come up and prove the opposite of what I'm saying. We just read out the Bible that Jesus, right, the one that you claim to go to church and worship every Sunday, he said you're supposed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of God. And he said you're supposed to give back double what was stolen from the stolen party. So you should talk to your parents and tell them, look, man, I read in the Bible where it says that y'all ain't shit when it comes to being Christians.
I've told them.
All praises. All praises. And you should have them come out and speak to the real men of the Lord.
All praises.
Now, what about this? What about slavery for slavery? Do you believe in that?
I don't know what do you mean.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
He shall surely be put to death. But guess what? God is a merciful God. So what he's going to do is give an opportunity for those that took us into captivity to go into captivity themselves.
Right.
You know the Bible says that?
I didn't know that.
Somebody let me get that revelation. He that leadeth, and somebody let me get that in Psalms 149.
You know what, brother? Because that's what I hear from my grandmother all the time. Because especially being from Memphis and whatnot, like, you know, my grandma was on the back of my great grandmother on the plantation.
That's cold, huh?
It's cold shit, man.
Go ahead.
Who got what? Who got what?
I
got Roman numerals. Get that
Something?
Like, what's the video for? I'm just wondering. What is it? Brother what?
Brother Osh.
How do you spell it?
A-H-S-H.
Gotcha. All right, I gotta head out though.
Shalom.
Listen to this. Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Isaiah 14:21.
Isaiah 14:21.
Look at Psalm 139.
Hold on.
We're gonna wrap up soon, right?
You said Isaiah 41?
14:21.
Oh, 14:21.
Shalom. Good to meet you, guys.
Hey man, all day, y'all. Word up. You know what I'm saying?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Now let's read verse 21. This is what he's going to do to the white man.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Remember we read that we're paying for the iniquity of our fathers? It's going to come back to them, but worse. They're going to get exterminated.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
No more pus-filled pimples on the face of the earth. Go ahead and bring that out in Psalms 149.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 149.
From the top.
From the top. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song. And his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
That's what's coming to this place, man. And in change, our people get to be established again. But you gotta fight for that every day with your actions. So I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna give you my number. We got Bible study tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? So tap in. All you gotta do is click the link on your damn phone and you can listen in. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. It's gonna be about like what, 10 a.m. I think? It's gonna be on StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah, just tap in. Take my number.
Hey, no, I'm about to. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Yeah.
Anybody got a precept they wanna bring out?
Kill Indians in the name of Christ.
Cristo es negro. Let me see where I'm at.
Yeah.
631 9674.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Send me a text with your name so I can save your number and I'll make sure you get that link.
No, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Word up. You know what I mean? Dominic,
Good to meet you, guys.
Off top. That's what's up. Hey,
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, starting at verse number 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
One day the sons of the people that took you into captivity, you blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, they're going to build your walls. They're going to do some work for a change, some real work.
That's right.
While you hold your children, while you hold them tight and you laugh at the vengeance of the Most High coming upon your adversary.
And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
He's just, it's balanced. He smote us when we were against him, but in his favor, he's going to show us good. He's going to show us love. He's going to show us kindness.
Verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
So that's a little good news. The nation and kingdom that won't serve us, one day they're going to perish. That's a little good news. That's a little buckle up. Get ready for the rest of the game so we can get you equipped. Right. Because if we endure to the end, that's what we're going to get. That's what our daughters is going to get. That's right. That's right. Let's get the Most High in here with that. We're going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh. By Hashem hamashiach Yahawashi. Come Yasharallah!
Come Yasharallah! We was powers on this earth once, and we was all about the mirth once. Idol worship, murder like the first of the month. Hit a nigga with the bick like he need a light. That's what you do when you on fourth, or else you got a punt. But we ain't needed when we cry for Egypt's flesh, nah. So it's Egypt that we got, and we hella mad. These crackers soaring off our shoulders like some helipads. They see our sweat, but they don't feel us like we holograms. I'll be damned, another black man shot again. They deflect and tell us we are on.